Spot welds. How to remove spot welds. Here you can see a couple of spot welds I've already prepared. Now there's a few different ways we can do this. The reason I'm showing you this is because I've got a footrest to remove inside the Jeep on the floor, and I thought here's a good chance to show people how to remove spot welds. Now there is two different methods, of course. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and I'll show you both. Oh, three ways actually. I've got three ways. There's another one. Method one. Find the correct size drill bit. It's possibly a touch bigger. Yes, I finally brought myself a drill bit set. Finally, don't think I've ever done that. I've only ever brought single drill bits and just kept breaking and sharpening those. It's the first time I think I've ever brought a set, a quality set. So one method, if you don't care, is to just I can't push very hard on it. Hang on, let me move it. Spot welds are harder than the surrounding metals because they've been heated up and welded, and that creates an amount of hardening. So you always find that spot welds are a little bit harder than the surrounding metal. That's the crudest way to get rid of a spot weld. Right, it's just by drilling a hole, after which you should be able to separate them. Ooh, still hot. See, done. But the problem with this method is, if you want to save one side of it, you've got a hole, you've got to fill the entire hole with weld. Right? So that's one way. Let me just neaten it up a bit. Right, so you end up with a hole straight away through. The other method this one is also a drill bit, but it's got a very tiny point in the middle. I hope I can focus on that. And then it's got angled cuts right on the edges, right? So what you end up with is a tiny countersunk hole in the middle of the side you want to keep. It'd be very difficult to sharpen this at home, to redo this at home. I know how to sharpen drill bits, but I don't think I could copy that. So once these are blunt, they are done. So what you do is you find the center of the spot weld. That's pretty good. That is really hard. I was not expecting that. I was hoping this bit would be better than that. Maybe I can put some more force on it. Wowzers. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to drill a tiny pilot hole. Normally you don't have to. I've removed the roof of a Toyota coaster bus with one of these, with this style. For some reason this one doesn't want to start the little countersink in the middle. So I'm going to have to do it for it. And I figure when I go all the way through. So if you can just imagine that if you get a good quality one, if there's such a thing, probably all come from China. That was done by this. Okay, just imagine that didn't happen. All right. But I really want you guys to see how it works. So, hopefully you can see. Hopefully I can make this focus, but what you're starting to see is like a little circle around the spot weld, right? So this cuts around the edge of the bit, which is luckily working. Almost there. I heard it pop. There you go. See, there's only a tiny pinhole in the middle, right? And that's what we're left with. A hole on one side, but not a complete hole on the other. So if you have to spot weld, say for instance this back together, it will make it a lot easier because you don't have a hole all the way through like this method. Then there's a third method with replaceable bits. It's like a center punch. This is spring loaded. And this particular kit came with replacements. So basically it comes with a tiny little hole saw, and just like the previous one, but without drilling a hole in the middle, because this is spring loaded, right? So this will just cut the halo or the circle around the spot weld. I've not used this before, this method, so wish me luck. And I shall do the last one for today to show you, and then I'll do the ones inside the car, but that would be so hard to film inside under the dash that's why I'm doing it like this, so I can explain it more easy to you. Alright, so find the center of the spot weld. I've not used this method before, so I'm learning as I go. And it wriggles a little bit, I don't like. This pin has a bit of wobble in it. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this kit from Amazon. Best gi. Wasn't the cheapest, but it wasn't the most expensive, but China, 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 huh? What a shame. This is so wobbly. So I'll do the, I'm not gonna drill, I'm just gonna put a tiny little locator so that the pin doesn't wander, right? So when I do the job in the car, I probably use this. I think I'll use this one, and then I'll just find them, and I'll just put little locators in each middle of the spot weld. See, it's now located. Oh wow, no, maybe I won't be using this. This is very different to what I was expecting. I thought it'd be a lot better than this. Woo! That is not, I understand the design, but I understand it will work if you pre-drill it. Oh, are you kidding me? There's drill bit number 1. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm not. I can sharpen this, mind you. Man, I thought I'd buy a good kit made by Bosch because I love Bosch, but I've not known a drill bit like that to snap so easy. Maybe I should have gone with P&N again, because I've always, since I was a kid, they were told to be the best. Alright. It's partially my fault and partially the drill bit's fault for not being a little bit flexible. And that's what I'm sticking with. That's what I'm sticking with. So now it can't go anywhere. I can't wander off all the way to there because it's in the hole. But still, if this was firm in there, it would be so much better, but it's not. So don't buy this kit from Amazon. Best Ghoul. Or Best Ghoul, I think. Best Ghoul spot weld. Don't. Am I through yet? Yes. Aha! So again, I've got a lot of metal to weld back onto, right? So we've got, which is my preferred method now? I guess it depends on the quality, right? Depends on the quality of the tool. Because this is a hole saw, this needs to be firmer. So if this one was able to drill itself, this would be my preferred method. If this was a good quality one, I may just go to the hardware store locally instead of ordering one online. if this was a proper drill point and it drilled itself in, I prefer this one to this. But this one is good because you can, well, it comes with these replaceable, these ones too. Don't know how that works, but it comes with replaceable cutting heads. See, that is a good thing about this design. Okay, so there's a little Allen key there, and you can replace these. I wish I could just put a drill bit in there, you know what I mean? A little drill bit, and then I nicked myself. Yeah, a small drill bit. So that it would just locate. This doesn't locate. As soon as this hits the metal, it bounces off. It really does. It like wants to wander, because the teeth are quite coarse, so they're quite savage, and they come in different sizes, spot welds. I don't know, guys. I thought this would be my preferred method, but now if I had a good quality one of these that actually drilled its own center, I would still go for this one, the one I used when I worked at the panel shop. Yes, I worked at a panel shop for a few years. I mostly did stripping down, priming, sanding, you know, apprentice stuff. I wasn't an apprentice. I did it because I enjoyed it. So yeah, so that's how to remove spot welds. And with one way you can completely destroy the spot weld. The other two, you can leave the second spot weld, and normally what you would do after that, because it leaves 2 layers of metal, right? It leaves, see this one, another thing, this one here does not leave a second layer of metal. It completely removes it already. But this one, this method, right, with this method, it basically leaves, I don't know if you can see that, it leaves the original metal there. So now, yeah, I've made up my mind, correct? I really have made up my mind that as fantastic as this kit looks, and I'll probably still use it for stuff, this is still by far the superior method. It may cost you a little bit more because you need to buy more and because, you know, you need to sharpen them. But a good quality one should, I think on the whole bus that we repaired, we only used like 2 or 3 of them. So they should last quite a while. But this one didn't even want to start pilot drilling. So, but this is still my preferred method, because now you have to grind down. If you want it flush, you will have to grind it down, right? Because the original layer is still there. The spot weld itself is still there. See? Woo. so you have to grind it down afterwards. This is my preferred. I'm not going to use this one because I don't want to pre-drill every spot weld. I'm going to go to the hardware store and buy one. And yeah, can you recommend me a good drill bit set that doesn't snap on a slight bit of flex? I think P&N are probably still, I think it's been a long time, I think they're still king of the hill when it comes to drill bits. They used to be when I was, I don't know, teens to when I was still a young man. P&N was, you know, the best there was. But now, I was shocked how easily that broke. Yes, I did put a little bit of flex into it. I pushed a bit hard and it bowed, but it's not like it was already drilled in and I levered it. No, I wasn't even drilled through yet. Am I getting a bad throat? I think so. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm really surprised at that, how easily that broke. Right? Made in China. I know P&N used to be made in America, from memory. So I pay the premium, guys. Pay the premium. You get what you pay for. So anyway, there we go. That was different methods of removing spot welds. You can either damage, do more damage, or a lot less damage. Maybe if this was a good quality and the tip didn't wobble so much, and it was like a lot firmer and a spring-loaded so you could feel it more because it just wobbles around, then maybe this could be possibly the way. I would really like this if it had a small drill bit, I think. So you just end up with a tiny pinhole. But then it would still leave the second layer. You know, go with these guys. Go with this style. I would. I'm sure of that now. I'll use that in an emergency, no problem. But for this vehicle, because I'm removing them from the floor, I don't want holes in the floor. I don't want to have to weld them up. So this is it. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope I was able to help you with some information if you decided to have a job that needed to remove some spot welds. I hope I was able to be of help so that you can choose your own method that you prefer. You may not like this one, that's fine. You may have a job that doesn't require them to be saved, the metal underneath, and you just use a straight-on drill bit. You may well do. But yeah, this is the neatest one, and that's this one. Until the next clip, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, please.